As a user, what you do is you will interact to a front-end application by using your system or by using your phone. As a front-end developer, basically, we will be designing UI interaction page, and basically that is called GUI, graphical user interface. So whenever anyone comes, he will interact with basically that interface. Okay, so if I perform any operation here on a front-end side, it will make a request, and that request will go to backend. There will be lot of logics. Okay, and finally that data will get stored in database. So as per the HTML, so this will be the kind of syllabus we will be going through. So we will go with the web programming introduction. So there we will see about the architecture of the website, how things look like, and different technology for making the website. So what are the options we have in industry nowadays, and how these things are look like, and web development introduction. And after that, we will move it to HTML and header. Okay, so there we will learn about these tags, and after that we will move to the basic tag we need to learn in HTML. We learn about the list, image, hypertext, and we will learn about the table, iframe, and we will learn about the form. So basically we will design a form as well there. So these are the things we will be doing. Basically, HTML is just a element. Let's say you have a form, there you need a button. So by HTML, I can get that button. So I can get the basic element there. In order to style there, I need CSS. So basically, CSS is used for styling the element. So how your element will look like. Okay, now let's come to the click event. Because you have a button, so user will perform some operation, right? There will be CTA. So on click, let's say on hover over, or there are many things. So on click, what should happen, right? So let's say if that button, I have designed a form and I have a submit button. So on click of submit, the form should get submitted. Form should get submitted. That is a one event on click. So on click of that button, actually, we will trigger the JavaScript code. And JavaScript will push the data, whatever you say, or it will insert the data into the table. So we will add this each and every terminology with the React as well, but I hope it will be too early. Okay. So right now, let's understand the architecture of website. So I didn't search for it. Just let me see if I can. Just I want to show a diagram to you guys, so you guys will understand how these things work. Okay, so as a user, what you do is you will interact to a front-end application by using your system or by using your phone. As a front-end developer, basically we will be designing UI interaction page, and basically that is called GUI, graphical user interface. So whenever anyone comes, he will interact with basically that interface. Okay, so if I perform any operation here on a front end side, it will make a request, and that request will go to backend. There will be lot of logics. Okay, and finally that data will get stored in database. So let's consider a simple student, adding a student, or let's say I have here a couple of students. So what it unload, what it will do, it will make a request here. Okay, for the very first time, it will make a request, and whatever the student information has been stored in database, it will retrieve those information and get back to here as a response, and it will show on UI. Now let's say that you are trying to add. Okay, so you are basically trying to add a new student. So in that case, what it will do is here you will provide all the information. So let's say first name, second name, and uh, date of birth and email ID, all those information required. So you will provide it here, and on click of submit, it will send that request to the backend. So whatever the form I have filled, those data will be getting passed, and again it will do the lot of logic and manipulation here, let's say, and it will stored into the DB. It will keep getting updated each and every time if you make any changes here. So this is basically this is how actually it works. So first of all, here, as a front-end developer, you will write logic here to design this page and how the things will work. As a backend, there will be another one application if you are using API. So and right now we can create two different applications. Let's say application A, which is the front end, and application B, which is a backend application. Two different applications can communicate with each other via API. Okay, so I can make a request and API will return me the response based on my request. So both are two different application, and both application will be deployed on different server as well. Okay, so if any one of the term is confusing, please let me know, or definitely going further we will be learning more about it. So here backend is responsible for interacting with database. Means as a front end, we cannot directly go to database and make the changes. So we will call the API, and API will do the logic, and it will change, it will modify the database. So in case of we have to retrieve the data, yeah, we will make a request, and from here, the backend code will retrieve the data from the DB, and it will return back to us. And our thing is we will display on UI. So this is the basically a architecture how it works. Now we can go with the next one. Different terminology in making the website. Client, basically user is called client, and server. So basically server is called the backend application where it has been deployed, or your front end application where it has been deployed. Server is the thing which is running 24 into 7 without any glitch or without any interruption as well. Okay, and apart from that, whatever the thing we pass, that is called request. We will be making request, and from the backend we will be getting response. Means we will be learning more about the API as we go further, because that is more and less related to React application. So we will see more thing about the API there. Web development introduction. So in order to write our first program, we need a node to be installed, or HTML. As of now, HTML can be run directly on your machine. There's no issue, but we will install node, because going further we will be using this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as well, right? So node.js we will install. You can install your own favorite editor, but you can go with the VS Code if you don't know any other editor, or if you know, yeah, go ahead with that. So those are the two things we will do that tonight. Let me just go through it. So Node.js, so here, basically you have to download this LTS version. So this is the stable release, and Node.js is nothing but a engine where you can run your JavaScript code. Okay, so as of now, to be honest, it's not required in our case, but it's better to have installed right now. Okay, because as a HTML, you can run your application on browser. So I will share this link with you guys as well. And here's code. Okay, so you can download this code editor as well. Okay, so whatever we are going to write, we will it will provide us a facility to modify and see in better way, and this is really very helpful. And we will run our code basically on Node server. So now quickly I will send this both link in group. So you guys will be able to do that by yourself, or if you face any difficulty, please let me know so I can assist you. Now let's quickly create a HTML file and let's see. So for that, okay, HTML. Okay, so this is my VS Code basically, and I have opened that folder. Right now, I am going to create a folder called a file here, index.html. Okay, now I can write here HTML code and I can run it. So let's say here, the first thing, actually, we will jump to what is the structure of the HTML. So first you have to type this HTML, and this is called one tag. Okay, so this is a tag, HTML tag, and everything comes under it. So here HTML, and whatever you see on your system, or let's say your phone, that is basically comes under the body. So here we will have two tags. So first is the head, which will be at the top, which is not visible. Okay, and here whatever get rendered on your phone, that is body. Okay, so these are the two different tag. Now in header we will have this title tag. So let's say hello. So uh, let's come back here, and here as you can see a training program it's showing, right? So this is the title of this page. So basically here just before I wrote hello, so hello will get rendered at the top. Okay, now the next here we can have the other information as well. So let's say you have a styling, so you can add here one tag called a style. Okay, and you can add here CSS. Okay, this is the first thing you can add here. So add, one moment, so add your CSS. Okay, and this is the comment line. So how you have to give, if you are using VS Code, you have to type command and forward slash, it will comment your line. Otherwise you have to type here forward slash a star, and here you have, by closing you have to type a star forward slash. Okay, so now if you have a different JS file, so in that case you need to integrate your JS file with your HTML page. So for that you will use here a script tag. Okay, and a script will have that parameter. So here you have to pass this source. So right now here, as you can see, I have this script and this is a tag, and source is a attribute here. This script tag has a attribute called source, and a single tag can have multiple attribute. Okay, so here basically you have to give a path of your JS file where that is. So I will just comment it as of now. So here your, now let's come under the let's come to jump to body. So we will mostly we will deal with the body. So here the first tag we will see h1. Okay, h1 stands for heading. So here let's say hello. Okay, and in order to format this you have to select all, do right click, and you will have your option. So let's say format document or format selection. So here I clicked and it got formatted. So you can see here head tag is closed here, and whatever the tag we wrote inside, it is aligned properly. Okay, so now we need to run this. So here I will copy the path as of now, and I will paste it here. So at the top, as you can see, we have this hello, because we wrote here hello. So let's say welcome. Okay. So now I need to refresh, and here as you can see I got welcome, and here HTML tag h1 is getting rendered. This is the one heading tag, and from h1 to h6 we will have the other heading tag. So now here h6 and h6 here closing. So now here as you can see compared to h1 the size has been decreased. So as we go further, means from h1 to h6 the size will get smaller. Now as you can see here I started with h6 and at last there will be closing. Whatever the information I need to pass, that have to be inside this h6, means opening and closing tag. Add some paragraph. So here I will add another one tag p paragraph, and here development. Okay, now if I refresh here as you can see I got this paragraph. Okay, web development. So these are the two different tags. And if you have used something like any CSS library, so there that is called typography there. And this paragraph basically is used for render a bulk of text. But if you want to do with the one text, yeah, that's fine. It is not going to restrict you. Okay, now let's get back here, and we have here seen this title, we have seen this style, and here is script, how these things will come there. And further we will see how to write a style inside this once we will jump to CSS. And we will see by writing here basically JavaScript file and importing here as well. And we will see other about the other tag there. Now we have seen this tag. Let's understand the other tag. So you have if you talk about the list, you could have already seen the list, how those lists are look like. So here basically this is the title, and inside here I have this. All right, so here if you can see this is dot. Okay, so dot, these things comes under the unordered list. And here if I go, I will have this couple of options. So let me show you here. A means 1A B. So this is called a list, but this is ordered list because it have a numbering. Okay, and whatever you can see here, basically here these are the unordered list. Okay, so if you have multiple things you can do this. So here let's get back. Okay, so unordered list, here list item, these are the another tag, and let's say hello, greetings. Okay, now as you can see here I got 1 and here 2. And why? This is because this is the ordered list. Okay, so ordered list, and here the list item. So basically whatever I write once, so this will be treated as a item number 1, list item 1, and this is the list item 2. And I can add how many I want. So here, and now if I refresh here, I hope I did something. So let's say here 1. Okay, so it got rendered. Now as you can see we haven't added this numbering 1 2 3 4. It got added by default because we are adding here ordered list. Now let me go with the unordered list. So in that case I will copy the same and paste it here, and here I will pass unordered list here, and let's come back. And here as you can see the bigger difference in between both. Okay, so here I have this numbering 1 to 4, And right now here we don't have this because these are the unordered list. So right now, if you see, there will be heading, means in each application there will be nav bar, right? So if I go here, they don't have here. Yeah. So can you see here? If I click on, if I clicked on help, I have couple of options. So basically, these options are a list. Okay. If you go into the inspect and see, these most probably these will be the list item. Okay. So by a styling, what we can do is we can remove this dot. Okay. And once we remove here, we will be used as a nav bar. So that is how they have been using in most of the website. So here, as you can see, I have two options. Here I have this couple of options. Basically, this list only getting used there. I think you guys are aware of Bootstrap. So what Bootstrap do? A style is being repetitive. Came into the picture that it will write the style. What we have to do? We have to install their packages in our project. And in order to use their classes, I just need to write that class in my element. And automatically that particular class and their style will get injected to my element. And that is how it will be visible after that. So instead of writing, let's say again and again, and let's say means we are four developer here, and I have given you task, you wrote your styling by your own way, different way, and someone wrote by different way. So in order to avoid that, what they did is they came with this bootstrap. There will be only source of truth, only one source of truth. So from there, I can write the style. I have to just import those styles. Okay. So while calling here, we can do that. So now if I can show you here, there will be a couple of more options. So basically here, if I type, you can see the class, and class here, I can provide the class name. Okay. And this class name will match with your, in a style, there will be class. And here, there will be ID as well. Okay. Because each and every element to be treated as a unique, you need to have a ID. So if you want to add a styling to this alone, you can go with the ID. And that ID definition will be here in a style. Okay. So right now, here, let's see, we have defined here a style. And let's say here I can type OL, or let's go with P tag. So P tag already we have defined here. Okay. So here I can type, let's say, color, and here I can provide the style. So here color is an attribute. So basically you can say here key, and green is the value. Okay. And I am applying to P tag, means paragraph tag. So if I refresh here, as you can see, the color got green. So now let me replicate it. I pasted it here, and here, so development one. Can you see here what I wrote? I just applied a style on P tag, paragraph tag. So wherever I use this, that particular style will get applied to that particular element. Okay. So this is the one way of applying a style. Now let's see for the second way. Okay. So this is the element based. Now, so basically this is a list. So class, I can call it as list. Okay. Now, in order to refer this class, I need to write a dot, and class name list. Okay. So this is the CSS. So dot class name, and here I can apply any styling. So let's say background color. So here, as you can see, I have changed the background color and I can see the background color here. Okay, but you could have noticed I have applied class to this, and this class have this property, not the element as it was before. So right now, wherever I want to apply this style, what I need to do, I need to copy this. Okay, and let's say I want to use in this, I have to paste it here. So if I come here, it will get also. Now, if you want to apply to this paragraph tag as well, you have to just paste it and it will work. Okay, so this is the styling basically apply by using class. But you could have noticed that there are similar styles. Yeah, that works fine. But I want to apply something based on the ID. Okay, so now let's see, and let's come here. So for the first one here, ID, and let's say here ordered list. Okay, now here I need to write hatch an ordered list. Okay, so basically ID will be treated as a hatch and ordered list. Okay, now let's change the color. So color, let's say it's blue. Come back, and here as you can see there are hello greetings and it's in blue. Yeah, there are a lot of way you can target your attribute. So now we have understood this, that how we can apply the styling by using the element name, second by using the class name, and third by using the ID name. Okay, so whenever we are providing class name, we have to refer with the dot in CSS file, and whenever we are going with ID, we have to refer with the hash. Okay, now let's move to next, and let's see the basic structure, how a single, let's say h1 tag work. Okay, so here I will provide h1, and okay, we have h6, so h6, and I will add a background color, so background color, and let's say red. Okay, now there are two things, so you can see here. Oh, okay, let me remove this because this really looks very bad. So let's go with, yeah, violet, blue violet. Okay, so right now here as you can see our text has been written till here only, but still it's taking whole width, means our text is getting ended here, so this width also should get ended here, isn't it? But why it's taking whole width? So there are two type of element in HTML. So first is the block type and second is the inline. So basically most of the tags are block by default. So here as you can see this hello h6 tag, so heading tag is a block, so that's why from where we start it will take whole width. If let's say if this tag is inline, it will take here, it will break here only, it will not go till far. Okay, so we will see how to convert the inline in block and block into inline as well. So now let's understand here. As you can see there are, let me zoom in so I can show you guys more thing. Okay, so this is the hello, and as you can see here it's getting started from the beginning only. I let's say I want a space there. Okay, so in that case I can, what I can do is I can add another one a style, and that is called padding. Okay, so if you measure here something, we have couple of measurement. So first, what we can do, we can give any value in percentage. Okay. Second, we can go with the pixel. And here, as you can see, there are a couple of options. So these are the options you can use. Okay. But make sure you are using which is well known by you. Otherwise, it will break the component. So right now, let's go with the pixel. So here, I want 10 pixel of padding. Now, as you can see, this is how it was looking before. Now, let me refresh. And here, as you can see, this got different. So from left, it got shifted
Yeah.
10 pixel. So now, let me comment here again, this line, and come back. So keep your eyes open here. Can you see? So not only from the left, from the bottom, from the top as well, it got shifted. Now, let me go back again. Let me get the older code. Here, can you see this width? This height as well has been increased as compared to before. This was not this much. So now, in order to inspect and know more about it, what you can do is go to inspect, do right click and go to inspect and select your element from the here. Okay. Now, if you have major element, you have more and more element, let's say, so you can click on this icon. Okay. So this is called a select element icon. So click only once and mouse over here. So it will automatically tell you which element is getting selected. So let's say, okay, let me reduce the size of this. Okay. So this is the actual size. Okay. So now, one moment, let me close it. Okay. So this is how it is. Inspect. So here I clicked on this, and let's say I am just hovering on it. It will, if I take my mouse here, it will automatically show me this thing. If I go here, it will show here. So I clicked on this. That means this got selected, and as you can see here, H6 got selected with the hello content. And below there are a couple of things, as you can see. So whatever the element a style has been applied, you will be able to see them here. So here, if you do remember, we applied background color this and padding 10. Okay. So now let's do one more thing, that here, keep your mouse on this. So if you want to change your color, you can do that here for your testing purpose. It will not be permanent. Okay. So here, as you can see, I wrote and it got affected here. So let's say if you're doing any experiment that whether this color is good or not, you can experiment here and finally make decision there. This is the first thing. Now let's take your mouse on padding style. This got a different color, whatever the padding area is. So here from the top, bottom, left and right padding is getting applied. Can you see? So now let me remove this. So if I click, it got removed. So this is how my element will look like without any padding. So here, if I select this padding, as you can see, this is how the width from the top, from the down, from the left, and from the right got increased. And you could have noticed there is another one alignment here. So if you have selected your here element, it will show the representation of your element. So this is where your element comes, this area. So here, this is the padding. It has been written here. Can you see? At the top 10, at the bottom 10, at the right 10, and left 10. Okay. And I haven't provided anything in border. So that's why border is not there. And margin, by default, I am using H means heading tag. So by default, there is a margin. Okay. So now here, if I write padding as a 10, which means it will take all four value. First lesson here. So all four value. Okay. This is the first thing. So what the next thing we can do is, here I have another one way to apply padding only alone in left. So for that, I can write padding, and here as you can see, there is a keyword called left. So here padding hyphen left, and I can say I will define this as a 10 pixel. Now let's get back, and here if you have noticed, this haven't been moved from the left, sorry, from the top and down. It has been only moved from the left, and that is what it has been mentioned here. If you here, so you can see 10 has been here. There's no value for the up, down, and here right side. Only 10 we have applied this side. Okay, so now you have seen that how can we apply the padding in a single element from the single side. So right now, if you want from the top, you can go with this. If you want to bottom, you can go with the bottom and right. Okay, now this is actually this is the second way. Let's see the third. So padding, I will define here 5 pixel and here 10 pixel. Now let's come back, and here as you can see, there are few changes. So I selected my element, and let's come here, and as you can see, the padding left is not getting applied because I am overriding that by using padding. And here if you can see, let me zoom in a bit. Okay, so here at the bottom, here as you can see, from the top and down, means from the top and bottom, there is a 5 pixels, and from the left and right there are 10 pixels. But in my styling, I wrote only 2 value. Okay, so here 5 and 10. So if I write here padding, in padding only 2 value alone, so the first value will be considered as a top and bottom, and second value will be considered as a left and right. Okay, so here top, bottom. Right now, let me go with the padding, and here let's define, let's say 1 pixel, 2 pixel, 3 pixel, 4 pixel. So right now I have defined 4 different values. Let's get back here, and here as you can see, this is the padding, and here 1 pixel, 2 pixel, 3 and 4. And here if you can see, at the top there is a 1 pixel, here second, third and fourth. So if I write 4 value, how this will get treated? So here first will be top, second will be right, third will be bottom, and last will be left. So this is clear, right? Because see, this aspect you have to use in margin and many more. I am just trying to give you the picture. Whatever the value you write, or if you found somewhere, you should understand that this value is getting applied there. Okay, so here if you have any doubt, you can go with this structure. It will really help you a lot. So now let me see, we are not using this, so I will comment this line as well. So now let's understand more about the structure of a single element. So we have targeted this h1, means h6 tag, this heading tag. Okay, and here as you can see, this will be our element. Just I have hover over here and just look at this element, what is getting rendered on UI. So here, if you can see, so from left, it's taking more padding. From bottom, it's little less. From right, it's the little less. And from the top, it's lowest. And it is completely visible by the different color. It will, your browser will do that. You don't have to worry about this. Okay. Now, this is your element. And here, your goes padding. And after that, you will have your border. So what is border? Let's understand that too. So border. Okay. So this border will have three property if you are writing at once. So let's say I want 2 pixel. Okay. This border width should be 2 pixel and type of border should be solid and color of border should be black. Or let's go with the blurry wood, any color. Okay. Now get back here. And here, as you can see, we got this. So what are the property I have defined? Border width. So this is how you can write again border width. Second here border a style. So here, as you can see, dashed and solid. We will see what those are. So I just went to the solid as of now. Third one, we are providing the border color. So border color. Okay, which is here. So I have combined all three style in a single one, and I wrote this border 2 pixel, which is the width, solid, which is the style, and blurry wood, which is the color. So let's go with a red as of now. Okay. Now the thing is, you can write these things in any order. It is not going to affect anything. So we can keep that thing in mind. And now if you can see here in this structure, so let me zoom in here. So in a structure, you can see border, it got 2 width because we have provided 2. Okay. So we got at last border and padding always will be inside the border. That is how it has been clearly explained in this structure. So first your element will be, after that padding comes, and then there will be border, and after that there will be margin. So more we will see about the margin tomorrow, how we can remove this margin and how can we add. So those are the things. Okay. But this board outside of the border, there will be margin. Here, instead of this paragraph tag, anything can be here. So if you feel that this is collapsing with this border, you can write here padding. But let's say you have a different div. And if you want to remove from that div, so in that case, you can go with the margin. So it could be confusing a bit, but yeah, tomorrow we will see with the demo that how can, means I will show you by applying the margin and how, where we should use margin and where we should go with the padding. So if I apply right now, it will look more and less like same.